This car had a jet engine. It could run on almost anything you poured into it. Diesel, jet fuel, perfume, even tequila. It might have been the most incredible car ever built, and the company that made it burned nearly every single one to ash. This is the story of a miracle that was destroyed on purpose. For decades, one American car company had chased an impossible dream. Not a bigger engine, but a completely different kind of engine, a gas turbine, a jet engine shrunk down and dropped into an ordinary car. And in 1963, Chrysler finally did it. They built 55 of them, wrapped in sleek bronze bodies handcrafted in Italy. They called it the Chrysler Turbine Car, and it sounded like the future. Turn the key and it didn't rumble like an engine, it whined, and then it howled like a jet on a runway. Under that long bronze hood spun a turbine at tens of thousands of revolutions. It had a fraction of the moving parts of a normal engine. No tune-ups, no antifreeze. It would, in theory, run almost forever. It didn't feel like a car. It felt like something that had escaped from a laboratory. But here was the truly astonishing part. That turbine would burn almost any liquid you could set on fire. Diesel, kerosene, jet fuel, cooking oil. The president of Mexico is said to have run one on tequila. Another was fed perfume just to see if it would work. And it did. A car that simply did not care what you put in the tank, in a world that was about to be held hostage by oil. And then Chrysler did something no company had ever dared. Instead of hiding it away in a lab, they handed it to the public. They chose 200 ordinary American families from every walk of life and gave each of them the keys for 3 months. Real people, real roads, driving the future to the grocery store. And America fell in love. People adored the smoothness, the space-age whine, the way strangers stopped just to stare at that glowing dashboard. The reviews poured in, and they were glowing. For one brief, shining moment, it looked like the jet age had finally come home to the driveway. But the dream had cracks. The turbine drank fuel far faster than a normal engine. It hesitated when you stabbed the throttle, spooling up like a jet. And it ran so hot that its exhaust would never pass the wave of clean air laws that was coming. Beautiful as it was not ready for the real world, and it was staggeringly expensive to build. So in 1967, Chrysler quietly ended the experiment. They asked for every car back, and then they did the unthinkable. They took those beautiful, one-of-a-kind machines, and they crushed them. They burned them. 46 of the 55 deliberately destroyed. A fleet of the future reduced to scrap and ash. Why would anyone destroy their own miracle? The answer wasn't science, it was money. Those gorgeous bodies had been built in Italy, and to legally keep them, Chrysler would have owed a fortune in import taxes. It was cheaper to burn them than to save them. The most advanced car in the world, killed by an accountant's spreadsheet. Only 9 were spared. A handful locked away in museums. 1 or 2 kept running by collectors who understand exactly what they are holding. Because those survivors are among the rarest cars on Earth now. The last living echoes of a future that was switched off on purpose. Chrysler proved it could be done. A car that ran on anything, that barely wore out, that sounded like a dream. The future arrived decades early, and we set it on fire. If you love stories like this, the wonders that were built and then buried, Do me a quick favor, tap that like button and subscribe. There's a brand new one here every week, and the next one is a wild ride.